Your favorite bit's back.
Yeah.
What up, y'all?
I'll listen to it, I guess.
This season has returned. The vibe is spoken. I'm about Survivor 46. I'm less excited than I was last season. But we have one of the most iconic first boots in a while. And shall I say,
I think we have the worst player of the new era.
Jacob Derwin has been topped, folks.
Well,
Survivor 46.
Jacob Derwin was, for the record, was not the first boot.
He idled himself.
Was not the first boot though.
He is Jacob Derwin though. Like he gives the vibes.
Oh, he played way too hard, way too fast. Absolutely.
He would put rice in his sock.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So
but they didn't have rice, and he took his socks off almost immediately. So
put the dogs out. What did you think of this season's premiere?
I thought it was good. It's a fairly standard premiere. There's nothing like exceptional, super exciting about it. I think it's a good one. I think that it is. We've got a good cast. I'm liking most of the cast that we're getting here. Like going into the episode, I even said like there weren't a ton of people who I had like bad vibes from going into the season, from preseason press, from preseason interviews. Like at worst, I was mostly neutral on anyone, or being like, I think you're going to be fun, but be bad at this game. Shout out to my girl Soda, whose player she's going to play the most like is season 42.
Is that her? Okay, I love her.
A classic, great answer that we all just we're all so wanting. I mean, I love season 42. It was my favorite season of the new era, but saying that that's the player you're going to play the most like is a choice.
I like this cast less than the last few. Just an introduction. I have a couple like definitely top of the pack. Like holy shit, if you go home pre-merge, I'm gonna die. But it's not around the board. Like even going back to like probably 41 or 42 of like I think it was a pretty strong group all around. This one, like, for a lot of them. There is someone who I liked a lot more before I read about them, which I'll get into after the show. But I can say pretty confidently, to me, like the biggest winner of this premiere is Tevin. Loved him. He such a like not a winner pick. I don't think. I think he's probably going to go out too early. God, every second he was on screen, he utilized his screen time really well, and I was just so drawn to him.
Am I frozen?
I
Are you
don't
frozen?
have her name. I think the other big winner. Actually, okay, let's go through that episode.
Liz, Soda, Kenzie, Tiffany, Mariah.
Well, we'll get through it. Okay, so opening of the episode.
Mariah, because they put Maria and Mariah on the same tribe.
Let me just sneeze.
Plus,
I'm really shocked. I forget the tribe names. I'm shocked that the yellow tribe did as well as they did. On both challenges, actually. I think when we saw on Twitter, it was like, oh hey, look at all these average-looking people in Venus. They're probably going to be the next Baka or whatever, and they're like dominating everything so far.
Yeah, they ran both of those challenges start to finish.
I wish I had their names, but there's 18 fucking people to remember.
The Nami tribe. Hunter.
Why did they name a tribe after a One Piece character? That really upsets
me. We got Hunter, we got Liz, we got Randon, we got Soda, we got Tevin, we got Venus. Who you want to talk about?
I'll get to the individual tribes later. Just I'm trying to go in order of my notes, order of episode.
Fair.
All right, so the first challenge. First things first, someone threw up. Cool. I don't think we
His
really
name is
have
Ben,
any.
and he was one of my lowest people in my
Yeah.
preseason prediction
Oh,
order.
I hated Ben. Oh, I fucking hated him.
You know what? I'm looking at my draft board for the preseason draft that we never ended up doing because we didn't have the time to film it. And
Yeah.
he was last on my draft board. I will tell
Yeah.
you.
Trying to think. So, yeah, nothing remarkable. Okay, so opening challenge. Traditional thing, crawl through the mud, go under a net, and then they also dig under a bar through the sand to get the ass puzzle pieces. Which I think normally they just like solve a puzzle, which I think is whatever. I do like that the puzzle ended up becoming steps. I think that's an interesting like evolution
Yeah.
of the dynamic. And then they got a thing, and they ripped the ring off the pole, which is like fine.
It's
Not
like, especially when we see how easy it was for everyone who did it. Like, it's not this like great equalizer skill thing that it seemed like. It was like physical puzzle skill, and it's like it's not really skill. It's just like, can you hit a thing with a
we.
pole?
It's not as good as Carolyn trying to get the little like lifesaver
The
off the
the
pole.
ring on the pole, yeah, and just yeah.
I think probably best opening challenge we've had. Also because it ended up getting a competitor.
Yeah.
Most iconic opening challenge, I should say. Yeah, and then I don't think anything interesting happens at the challenge. Yellow tribe gets it. Green tribe chooses Sweater Savvy. They choose Savvy, which I don't think anyone's actually finished a Savvy task unless I'm wrong.
No, they did in
Oh,
they
in
did in
43 they did the
41.
triangles.
They did in 42. They did in 44. Because 44 was Carson and the other girl whose name I don't remember being like, how many rings are in this ring? Or whatever.
Helen,
It was a
maybe?
thing. It was a thing. I don't.
No. Okay. Oh, okay, yeah, because 42 was the triangles.
44 is a deeply forgettable season, and I will not apologize for that take.
Because last season they had the rope course, whatever, where they did Sweat
Last
and
season,
Savvy.
Last season they had it be both, and I was actually shocked that it wasn't both this time.
No. They're trying not to do the 41, 42. They just like repeat shit consistently.
Yeah.
But okay, I will say the Savvy task pissed me off. Like I understand that there's some language in there, but I think having the lock next to you and then say find numbers, and it's actually like, whoa, actually you need to look for the unused letters. It seemed like overly convoluted, and no one's ever gonna get it.
Here's the thing is like, I'll push back a little, but that's mostly because like I've seen puzzles that follow that exact format before, where it is like you do the word search and then find all the unused letters. Like Survivor has even had puzzles like that before, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah.
It happened, I believe, in Palau. There was a challenge where they like had to build the word search themselves, then search through it for all the words, and then use the used letters to solve a word scramble or something.
But that was part of the instructions, though.
Yes,
that's my thing. I don't think it was stated clearly enough, where it seems like it was just meant to trick them so they wouldn't get their flint in their pot and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the sweat task is also a lot this season. Like, granted, I think Jelinski is a little too far, but that does seem difficult. Of like, not only is it all that running, I think even without the leaky bucket, it probably still would take a long time.
Yeah, like I watching that immediately, I was like, oh, I would like take a detour from this, find a way to plug the holes, then keep going.
Smart.
Like, and then I was like, honestly, easy, not the most effective solution is like I would take off my buff, wrap it around the outside of the bucket to at least kind of cover all of the holes.
Yeah.
And then go like they didn't try to outthink like they're
not task mastering this.
They didn't try to out savvy the sweat puzzle. They just were like, oh hey, they give us a bucket full of holes. I guess we're gonna run back and forth with a bucket full of holes. Like you have other options.
Jelinski was like plugging the holes, but he was still like walking back and forth. Like he wasn't even trying really, which makes sense. However, he does pull an Erica, and I really wanted there to be like a secret of like, you did something that no one else has done. "You're good now. You changed time or whatever."
He smashed the hourglass, and he did change history by making himself a very clear pick to be the first boot
But it would have
when
been so.
he is one of the more physical people on his tribe.
He's it's too hard. You guys can go ahead.
Hey, Jelinski is a legend. You know who said that? Jelinski.
Jelinski. He also said all these seasons just hyping up the monster. Jelinski is the monster,
Jelinski is the
which
monster.
is such a Jacob Derwin thing to say.
You know, Jelinski's the monster. It's iconic. Okay, do we want to talk about anyone who is not Jelinski?
Okay, I want to go through the individual tribes. I want to do like winner picks by the end of this, but I do want to go through like who makes up every tribe. So let's start with the Nami tribe.
Okay.
You go ahead first while I look into this.
Yeah. Nami tribe. My like quick thoughts on everyone. Hunter McKnight, preseason, it was like top 3 on my like winner pick list. I think didn't get a ton of content in this episode. I agree with him that camp songs are the worst part of going to summer camp because they're annoying songs meant to publicly humiliate you and degrade you. But like just seems like a guy who is all around good at Survivor.
He seems like either like an early boot because he's a physical threat, or he makes a deep run.
Yeah, and I think he's more likely to make the deep run because, like, to be fair, we haven't seen his tribe have to strategize, but like it seems like people like he's aligned with Tevin, and Tevin, based on what we've seen, like Tevin feels like someone who will probably be around for a little while.
Yeah, I would say almost for sure that Soda or Liz would be the first boot from the Nami tribe.
And you know what? I'm pretty okay with that. They were both low on my preseason ranking picks. Like Soda again, like Soda's fun. I like Soda, but Soda is a person who, like, just from the preseason information I have on her, I have very little faith on her abilities as a player up to this point because she really is like answering some things crazy and also like is singing these camp songs that are getting on some people's nerves. Like,
I mean, hey, you know what? Last season there was a lot of conversations about aliens building the pyramids, and those people ended up doing pretty well. So.
You know what? That's true. But like my thoughts on Soda are, I think she, like, a lot of what I get from her is very similar to Mariah from Survivor 43.
That's
like,
fair.
Super outgoing, young. I believe Mariah was also a teacher. Like,
yes,
like this very outgoing young teacher who got on people's nerves a little, and that was the main reason that they were taken out first. It had nothing to do with physicality, anything like that. It was just people thought you were a bit much, and I can see that as a potential trajectory for Soda. Although, like, we got good content from her in this episode. Like I know her name. We got her talking about Sodar.
Sodar is a really good bit. Because I think she's a really good character. I think we're just introduced to her singing very loudly.
Yeah.
And Hunter is I think, especially someone that you like, I think you would get along with, you would relate with a little bit. So I think you're gonna like some of that. I did enjoy
a person who's about to be a high school teacher would bond with a guy who is a high school teacher.
Is this your Jacob Kane this season? Is Hunter introverted and asking to be taught how to sing?
Perhaps.
That was a really sweet scene with him and Tevin, though.
It was. Like, that feels like a random thing that there was no real reason to show in this episode that bodes well for both of them.
Yeah. It reminds me of like Ken from Millennials vs. Gen X.
With him,
of like having to overcome the introvertedness, and like I need to like take that outreach. Yeah. Like, as someone who is like growing to win Survivor, I do really like that.
For sure.
Liz is allergic to everything, and that's all I know about her.
Yeah, like I think in the moment that they go to tribal, it's Liz or Soda that goes first, and I lean Liz because Liz was shown to have the big social faux pas right away in her conversations at the start, and also like has made it very clear that being on this island will probably kill her. Like she will not
This is the
survive.
season where someone finally dies on Survivor.
Hey, that happened in Survivor Bulgaria,
Bulgaria, yeah.
Germany, something like that. Like
I think it also happened in France. I could be wrong though.
France didn't have anyone die. France had multiple people get quote unquote poisoned.
By the eventual winner or whatever.
I think she was the runner up or something, but yeah.
Should poison more people.
But yeah, no, Liz, like not getting a ton from her. She got like one confessional maybe, and I don't.
It was just about the coconut, and that was it. It's like I'm allergic to coconut, to leaves, or fucking whatever else. I forget exactly. Yeah. I don't know who you are, but hello. Thank you for watching.
What else? Liz, also preseason, to be fair, we didn't know the extent preseason when these interviews occurred, we didn't know the extent to which Nick Wilson wanted to fuck his cousin. But Liz said she wants to play like Nick Wilson, which red flag.
If the loved one visits come back, maybe she's really accurate.
Survivor Blood versus Water 3 should feature Nick Wilson and his hot cousin, whoever that may be.
It's funnier if it's not a hot cousin, though.
Producers, I know you're watching this show. My pitch to you, Survivor.
You watched both of our apps, and you're trying to find reasons to say no.
Survivor 47, Blood versus Water 3, Nick Wilson and his hot cousin. And the other 9 pairs are up to you.
All right, Venus.
We have our first Parvati 2.0 of the new era.
Okay, here's the thing. She did not get a lot of content. However, there was one edit, which is okay, because do you remember in 44 how Twitter was like aflame, pun intended, because Carson kept getting slow-mo shots around fire, and everyone was saying he's going to lose fire, and that's how he goes out. I think they might be right with her being a Parvati, which is not me trying to like discount her, but the fucking spider, that has to mean something.
Oh, it's very fun watching Survivor with my fiance, whose biggest fear in the world is spiders, and this episode having multiple long lingering shots on spiders where she's like, I hate Survivor 46. Survivor Spider Island.
Worse than 41. It's too spooky.
You know. And then we have
Venus. She's the person whom I'm like, go ahead.
Sorry. I think Venus is someone who preseason I was feeling very good about. After the first episode, I'm feeling very good about. It's the Your Parvati 2.0, but I also think in the new era, people don't care about that anymore. Because like, here's the thing, as I was gonna say, like in the new era, showmances and flirtmances and all that stuff aren't a thing. And then I remembered that like in the past 2 seasons, we've had showmances that had varying levels of success post game.
Was there one in 40? Oh wait, yeah, right. Okay, I don't know why my first thought was Jam like spooning Carson as he was doing fire
for the nerds. And then we have Randon, and all I have to say about Randon is, who are you?
So high, it's not fair.
I just have to say about
Randon. I literally don't know who it is.
Randon is the dude who was like, Venus is Parvati 2.0, and that's the only thing I could tell you about him.
Oh yeah, fuck that dude. Fuck him. Get him out of here.
He's there.
Nami truly is the flop tribe this season, in my opinion. It's going to be. I thought that's not true. I want Venus to go far, but Venus feels like a Justine Brennan. I don't want her to be.
And here's the thing about Justine Brennan is I don't care. every season in the new era, people choose a preseason person to stand, and they go out like third. And
nice
everyone,
to Hai Young.
And everyone still is like, hey, we gotta love this person. And if you stand Justine Brennan or you stand Claire from Survivor 44,
fuck you. No,
stop
fuck
it.
You. Claire is a game changer.
Stop it.
All right, Siga.
You know who else is a game changer? Fan favorite game changer, Sierra Dawn Thomas. She changed the game by marrying a racist.
Ben sucks. Anything else?
Ben was my last place in my preseason. I think Like, yeah, he seems
He's a
so out
worse
of his depth.
Sifu.
He who he's less entertaining, Sifu.
He's not fucking hitting sick licks
We'll
in
see.
camp.
We'll see how he plays as a player compared to Sifu, but in terms of like how I feel about him as a character, I'm far less interested in him. He failed at a puzzle. He plays the guitar. He threw up on a boat. That's all I know about him.
Charlie is the twink who likes Taylor Swift, correct?
Yes.
Yes, I sort of like him. I would like more content before I was putting in my stand card. I know a lot of people like him. I'm just like, eh.
It's a thing where I like him, but I have the thing where like he is this season's like young player where he is young and he feels and seems and looks and acts at points super young. And I think, and here's the thing is I say that and he's like 26, like he's older than me, but like he feels
He
so
carries
young.
his age because he's trying to like be like, oh, I'm not just a 26-year-old. Like he's
Yeah,
trying to
like
act like it's like his age is his biggest setback and not him being like,
yeah,
I'm a lawyer.
it's
Fuck you in
it's
this audition video.
he
Whatever.
has the feels very young that it's really hard to throw like winner pick and like faith behind because like it's the Xander of it all from 41 where like even if you get to the end were you able to get garner any respect from the people around you
He
partially due to your age.
he feels like a bisexual Spencer Raynor Bledsoe.
I feel ill-equipped to comment on that statement.
Gem exists.
Yep, she is on the show.
I saw Omer on Twitter be like, oops, she got a winner's confession. I don't think that's true. I think someone on Yanu got one of those, and we'll get to that later. Yeah, she's just sort of there. She's definitely like late pre-merge, early merge boot. Like I don't think she's gonna have a huge impact.
Yeah, she's around. I like truly I have Gem is the person of this cast who I have the least opinion on. I had
Yeah,
very little to say about Gem preseason. I have very little to say about Gem now. She is there. It seems like she's in a good position, but of the four people in her seeming four-person alliance, she's the person I know the least about and that I care the least about.
Maria created that alliance sort of, and I somewhat enjoy her.
Yeah, she's solid. She's good. Like she read Jelinski like a book and broke that man down in a second and a half.
Oh, so I'm confusing Maria with someone else. I love
Are you
Maria
confusing Maria and Mariah?
a little bit. Okay, no, I love Maria because I was like her opening scene. It was like she was talking about how like when she emigrated to the country with her second child. I'm like, wait, are you currently pregnant?
Yeah, that's what it sounded like, and I
I
was
was
like,
really worried.
I
And then
was
like
losing my
a second
mind.
later, she's like, oh, you know, I have 5 kids. I have like a 10-year-old and 8-year-old. She's okay. Never mind. This is a time. I'm
Yeah,
stupid. You're not
she's
playing Survivor with a fetus in you.
yeah, but no, like she is positioned very well right now. I think like she is she's got a solid 3 with the girls, and it seems that Charlie's with them. Has a thing going on with Tim, who we'll talk about Tim later. Um,
Oops.
the dad on her tribe, the other old person.
Oh, that's right. He exists.
Yeah. Like has an extra vote now. Went to the island. Read Jelinski like a book. And just
Like
like
he just gave
immediately
up. He just
like turn that boy to dust with a question. Like just absolutely top to bottom destroyed that boy. Yeah, I think she's in a solid position. But again, you like it's really hard with the tribes that didn't go to tribal council to have any real read on what's happening.
Mariah is the
New
Cameron.
era Aubrey Bracco.
It is the Cameron Holtzman like head over heels player of the season.
Hey, if you're trying to insinuate that I am just automatically rooting and cheering for a woman because she has glasses and is a brunette and is very, very nerdy. It's stereotypes like that that put people like me in little boxes. But you picked the right box, so good job.
She is a white woman in glasses who met her husband at bar trivia. I immediately knew what that was going to do.
And I'll tell you, before even hearing that, she was top 3 winner pick for me.
But like for good reasons, or just because you
a little bit both. A little bit both.
Okay, yeah. And then Tim exists.
Look. Last Jacob Kane, pretty cute. This season, I get my Mariah. I get my new era Aubrey Bracco. Cries on the first day, is a complete nerd, wears big nerd glasses. We got it.
Tim
hates women.
Oh no! Okay, now I get what you mean. Yeah.
Tim is the one who's like, we got to get a woman out because the women are gonna team up.
The women always target the men. What have you fucking seen where the men go out, huh?
Look at the new era and the supreme disjointedness. Look at the new era where a man named Michael Gabler won Survivor.
Well, it makes me think
in no world is this game imbalanced towards men if that can happen.
I want to say it was in a Peridium video, but I saw an old clip of Jeff where he was talking about like why are the women under-edited. He's like, well, we might just be hiring better men as players. Maybe there's women that we're recruiting are less interesting. And Tim feels like someone who would repeat that information. I'm pretty sure Jeff has evolved since that, but
one would hope.
Tim seems like the guy who would believe that. No, I think just the men are better players.
It happens.
And then we get to the Yanu tribe. I love Banu.
Banu's so great.
So good.
I really like Banu.
I think he's like a carbon copy of like the archetype of Nasir. So I'm getting very similar energy, but I feel like Banu has more bite to him.
He is
like more edge.
The best way I can if I'm trying to box in Banu is like a midpoint between Nasir and Jam Jam. Like he has the I'm happy to be here. I immigrated. This is the greatest thing of my life. I'm so happy to be on Survivor. But also I'm outgoing, fun, but here to play hard and win this. That I really I was pretty low on Banu preseason. I didn't get a whole lot from him. Was had him in my bottom 5 on my winner pick ranking thing. And I feel so wrong about that now. I think he's great. I think he is one of our main characters that we have been given so far. Is just so fun. Seems like a really nice and lovely guy.
Yeah. And the clip for next episode, makes me so interested in him as a character because I want to know how does he evolve.
Yeah. The Banu screaming.
Yeah. I'm hyped.
I'm very interested in it.
Jess. I enjoy Jess. I feel like she's still gonna go home pre-merge because she's not given a lot of time, but I do really like her.
Yeah, I saw Jess was a person who I saw a lot of people being very high on preseason. And I was more middling on her, where she's one of those people that falls into the camp for me of you could be the first boot or you could be the person who makes it all the way to the end, and either one would make complete sense. But I think this first episode has kind of proven I don't think she's long for this game at this point. I really don't.
Yeah.
She's in a very bad position. If her tribe goes to tribal, unless this game is extremely fluid and dynamic, she's gone.
I always think if I'm her, I literally say, hey, let's get the women together because that's the majority.
And if I'm him, I say the women are going to stick together. We got to vote one of them out.
Where's your majority, motherfucker? And then there's Kenzie, who has the most obvious winners edit I've seen in a minute.
She was my preseason winner pick. I'll tell you now.
She's getting edited like it too.
Which I'll tell you right now. Spoilers for Australian Survivor for everyone who is not watching it, including you. The last time I picked a salon owner as my winner pick on a season of Survivor, it went very, very poorly. Where my winner pick for Australian Survivor, Titans versus Rebels, was the first boot of the entire season. It was very sad. But yeah, no, Kenzie is like being shown a lot, like was shown making alliances with everybody. Is just in a very solid position. I think like is closely aligned with Tiffany, who has the idol. Like, if there's a person who is clearly in the best position on her tribe, it is her.
She's basically running that tribe. If she somehow found the advantage instead of Tiffany, I think it should be such an overdog at it. I think there is some push, but it would shock me if she does not make at least final eight.
Yeah, like she's in for a long. Here's the thing is, though I say that, and like sometimes we see a very clear figure go out early. I don't know if this is that, but it's possible.
If she is the new era ace, that would definitely be interesting.
I think you have the wrong name.
Who am I thinking of from Kubo?
Marcus.
Marcus, thank you. Ace is the one who was like...
Ace is the one who we still to this day do not know if his British accent is real.
Okay.
I stand by my favorite low stakes Survivor conspiracy theory is the conspiracy theory purported by Idled Out, which is that Ace's British accent is not real. I choose to believe it because it's the funniest, pettiest thing I can think of.
And then there's Q, who I will defend.
I like Q.
Oh, it's just in my Discord group, we were talking about him, and he is such a traditional old school player.
Mm-hmm.
And I really like that. Just no, guys. Like, sure, Jess is like outside of our power alliance, but Zelensky quit.
Zelensky, I believe, is the president of Ukraine.
Zelensky quit multiple times. He gives up. I do not want to work with that. I think he is bad for all of us, and it pisses me off. I'm voting for him. I love that. That is, to me, that is entertainment.
Yeah. It's pretty solid. I think like also the biggest reaction that anything got from me in this episode was his statement when he was talking with I can't remember who he was talking with, but it was like, oh, you got like any siblings? And he was like, yeah, I have 4 sisters and 13 brothers. And I was like, bro, what is your name Q? Because they went through the alphabet ABC and you got Q. Like, was it? But like, super physical guy, seems very good socially, seems to be in a strong position. I think he's someone who probably ends up getting sniped shortly after the merge as just like a physical threat. Like,
yeah,
kind of what happens with all. Like, I see him in a very similar situation to like Brandon from Survivor 44.
Yeah,
like
here's the thing, because Brandon and also Josh from 44 were seen as these very like physical players who didn't really win immunity a lot. Like, they were sort of held back. And frankly, I think Brandon probably would have done better overall if Matthew had not gone evicted. Or not evicted, removed, medevac.
He left. Whatever it was.
He quit, but
it's the most justified quit maybe ever.
Other than like Terry.
Or Suhak, and Jenna Maraska.
Suhak, yeah.
There's a lot of very justified quits now that I think about it.
Not a lot of like good quits in the new era or like in a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's Tiffany, who we say everything about like Kenzie's edit. Tiffany is in the best position of anyone currently in the game. because
Yeah.
Power Alliance has a real strong ride or die who is also running shit, who she will get targeted before Tiffany will. Like, not quite under the radar game, but like not the first target, and has an idol. And I fucking love how this idol has been designed. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, the hunt is cool. I like the 45 hunts better. I think there's just something more fun about either dig up a hammer tied to a rope and solve a puzzle on the tribe sign and do all this funky stuff versus like, and also like, hey, here's an idol wrapped in wax. You need fire to get it. Like
So good.
it's just crazy, like insane stuff. But super fun. Still, this one I like. I like the multi-step hunt. I also really like the idea of like, cool, you know where an idol is. You can't get it until you might need it.
Okay, I'll
Like,
say I don't love that element, just because I think at a certain point, like if your tribe goes on a streak, if Ozzy's on your fucking tribe, what do? You never get access to it. You just
bro,
lost your vote.
challenge.
Yeah, you sort
Basically,
of have
I'm a
to.
badass.
I don't love it, but it's not like I'm like, oh, this sucks. It's like it's a small notch against what's something that I really love. The rest of how it's designed,
Yeah.
especially because it's like if you keep returning to there, people can or they see like they see everything dug up. It's like, oh shit, because that's basically motivating other people to also find your path. I think that's super fucking cool.
Yeah. And we had Jelinski, who
Exists.
worst player of the new era? Question mark.
I think other because like I'm trying to think of the other like first boots. Because he's not like
41.
I
You
can
got
think of.
41. You got like Sarah and Abraham, who didn't really do much.
I was gonna say Broccoli Brad, but
Broccoli Brad, but like
yeah.
Broccoli Brad survived several votes.
Yeah, he's also just I don't think he's a good player.
Who else? 42. You got Zach Wurtenberger,
King.
Icon. 43. 43 of Mariah. Question mark?
Yeah. Who's good? I'll enjoy her.
And then
44 got Maddie. Absolutely not. Maddie's a queen.
Yeah, like I like there's very few players in the new era who I would even call
explicitly bad. Yeah.
Like Jelinski is one of probably like 5 total that I'd be like, you are definitively a bad player. Where even players like my boy Daniel Strunk, the king, the legend, like he at a point was in a really good position and set himself up very well and then destroyed it. But like he still showed he had some potential by setting up that good thing. Jelinski didn't never had anything. Immediately he put himself out in front, lost all his goodwill, and then kept losing it.
Hear me out. The worst player in the new era to make the jury is Kane.
To make the jury.
Because if I said make merge, I think Sifu would have to take that crown.
I think it's between Sifu or Josh from 44.
I think Josh is a good player.
Well, that is where we disagree.
I think he has a lot more potential than he was given. Just sort of got a really shit end of a stick. But also, just, I think if he wasn't swapped and he had stayed on the green tribe, he probably would have done better than he did.
Yeah.
Also, because fuck Danny.
Yeah. But no, yeah, like I think Sifu has to be the pick for worst person to make merge.
Yeah.
It's
But
Big Gecko,
who just wanted, Gecko.
Just like, do you want to get back on track with this Big Gecko?
Fucking love the Gecko. Okay,
we kind of already mostly talked about what happened on the little voyage.
Yeah,
Maria read Jelinski like a book, and Tevin and Maria now have this cool friendship bond and extra votes.
I think there's some reputable nature to throwing the challenge and basically saying, hey, I'm okay losing my vote. I feel good where I am in my tribe. I just want y'all to know that this is a sign that I want to work with you come the merge. I know the swaps are not likely, and they don't know that the swaps happen in 45. So there's just we could be stuck here. I want you to know that I'm
did that
dedicated.
immediately, great. He didn't do that immediately.
Well, no, his fucking problem was going to the other tribe. Was like, oh yeah, so we had this thing, and I let them have it. You know, I felt bad. Like, no, you fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Just tell a small lie and say that it was this thing and that Tevin is an actor, which is bullshit, but also correct. Tevin's a really good actor.
Literally just like, hey, I was supposed to complete them to do this, and then
Yeah,
I was supposed to convince them to pick me. They didn't pick me, so I didn't get it, and I lost my vote. Like, that's all you have to do. That's all you have to say. Haha.
it makes no fucking sense to me.
Yeah, big gecko.
Gecko. They get a real big gecko, and they gotta carry it over a wall, and then through a rope tunnel, and up a ramp, and then you lock it in, and then puzzle time.
Yeah,
I love the gecko. The gecko's great.
I want to say, was it a tweet that someone in our group posted, or was it one of our people in our group that said themselves that they want a big gecko as a beanbag chair in their room?
I think it was someone in like they said it.
Was that was just Sarah, right?
Yeah, I think just Sarah said it.
Yeah, which like fair. I saw the big gecko, and I immediately went, I want one.
You know how sometimes like Survivor has like those like in-person challenge things because they can't do the live reunions now. And we can do the challenges there, like they can do the one that I remember is like they can do like the ball on like the little narrow line or whatever, or they gotta like bounce the balls in the 3 holes. Am I making sense to you? Yeah. I just want them to have one of those like big animal fucking heavy things there. Because I want to see how heavy it actually is. This is day 2.
I mean, Jeff said it's 500 pounds.
Oh, did he actually?
He said it's 500 pounds.
Jesus Christ.
That's 2 me's. That makes me feel bad.
It's a little over 2 me's, but yeah, that's crazy to think about.
Yeah.
That's wild.
That the gecko's that big, or that I'm that big.
The gecko's that big. I think that's crazy. I don't know. To me, it looks like I think that I can just like, I could drag it pretty well. I couldn't drag 500 pounds. I don't think.
Yeah. It's not, and like they have the nice like it's on dry land thing where it's not. Was it 43 where they had to bring in the snake from the water? I think.
I want to say it's 44 because I remember Jam doing shit, but I can't remember.
It was 43 or 44. They had to bring in the giant snake from the water, and it was the biggest snake we've seen on Survivor since Chris Underwood was on the show.
Fuck you! I knew you were gonna fucking do
that. But no, and then like this challenge, like there wasn't anything like insane or like super exciting about this challenge. Like Gecko. Every team, like one team clearly took the lead, finished it. Second team was clearly at second, finished it.
Gecko.
What is wrong with you? Second team finished the thing, and then like the third team was like, "Hey, Jelinski and Jess do the puzzle," and it was like, "How we could do the puzzle."
Like Jess is a liability. Jelinski gave up. Jess may have been bad, but Jelinski just didn't fucking.
It's a thing I noticed when Jeff is narrating the challenge. Is he goes, Jelinski picks up a piece, hands it to Jess, like he has a piece and doesn't even try to put it in himself. He's just
emotional support.
Just passing off the work to somebody else. Like, bruh.
And they lose. Yeah, Nami gets first. Siga gets second. I go back to camp. Tiffany gets an idol. Yeet. And they're all like, it's Jess. And then Q, the fucking king that he is like, you know, yeah. Fuck Jelinski. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I do think there's some like it's pretty clear that Jess has gone next, which is really upsetting.
Yeah.
Because like it also like Bonner's also out of that core alliance. Like I think if Jess was edited better, I could tell that I'd like her more. But she's so underrated that we're not going to get much more from her, and I wish that we could.
Yeah, it's it's unfortunate. Like she seems cool. She seems interesting. She's very openly
Anxious.
ADHD. Um, but like, yeah, it's she's there. She's trying. She's not doing great. Shelter collapsed on top of her and several other people.
I'm
Um,
shocked it wasn't a longer scene. That seems like a big thing to deal with.
yeah,
It's just that, ha ha ha, oh, I didn't sleep anything last night. Like, no, that's a big moment. You gotta put
yeah,
that shit back up in the middle of the night.
for sure. But yeah, like I don't have a whole lot else to say about this episode because then like you get to
Yeah.
travel and it's just like, oh hey, Jelinski continues to shoot himself in the foot over and over and over again.
I do like that Jeff calls him out to his face.
Yeah, he's like, I don't give up, and Jeff's like, okay,
You
but you
did.
you you did. You just said you did. He's like, I'm not gonna give up on anything. He's like, with all due respect, Jelinski, which is none. You did.
Full disrespect, you fucked up.
Yeah, it's it is what it is.
And
Yeah,
then
like there
Jelinski,
wasn't anything. There's nothing like super exciting to talk about in this premiere. Like this isn't like, to be fair, we were not a show at the time of the premiere from last season. We started this show in response to the Caleb Shot in the Dark episode. but
holy
like
shit, holy shit.
but like it really is like last season's premiere, like our non-filmed conversation, it felt like there was more to talk about because like we were both annoyed and a little upset that like someone just quit, and also there was like all the insane dynamics going on the Delulu tribe.
Yeah.
But like this season doesn't have like a unanimous first vote is kind of boring because like Jelinski flamed out, but he didn't even have like an entertaining and exciting flame out. Like he didn't go full Zayn Knight on us.
That would
But
have been really nice, though. He's like,
dude, I
I'm gonna
love
blow everything up. You
I
have an idol. I am the greatest player ever. Fuck you.
I love Zayn Knight. I stand by it. Dude
Well, what
quit
about
smoking 2 days before going on Survivor, made an alliance with every single person, was in the best position on his tribe, and then told everyone on his tribe to vote him out, and they did.
the better way to, I think, to have this is if Jelinski went full Garrett and only revealed that he had quit the channel. Like he's like, yeah, I gave up. I just didn't want to do anything anymore at Tribal. And she was like, no, fuck this. You don't get to claim that shit. I'm voting him out.
Yeah.
Just vote with me. He's one of y'all. Fuck this dude.
It's, hey, if you want to see a season of Survivor where votes repeatedly change live at Tribal Council,
I
Australians,
pulled it up.
Titans versus Rebels is
I'm
so
gonna start
good.
it. Maybe.
It's so good. It's top tier. It's peak. I'm in mourning this week, but I can't be mad because the way it was pulled off was so good. There's a guy who has been doing nothing all season who pulled the biggest move this week. It's great.
He's blasting bare chest with an idol. Whoops.
Hey, Ferris was a hunky man.
True. And then yeah, next week. I don't remember anything other than the Banu scream.
Yeah.
Yep.
We got the Banu scream at Jess. So we'll see what comes of that. We've got 3 teams who will all be working on the puzzle at the same time, so no team appears to be pulling way ahead of everyone else.
Well, it's more of like, hey, stand in place while we like build it out. Cause it's another one of those friction puzzles.
Yeah.
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 Nothing else.
I think that's all I have to talk about for this episode.
Do you want to say our winner pick so far?
Sure. My winner pick post episode 1 is my winner pick from preseason, and that is Kenzie.
I think Kenzie is a correct opinion. Also, shout out to Tevin. I think Tevin's going to go pretty far.
I had Tevin at 4 preseason.
Yeah. And you know what? Fuck it. Venus. like part of it's me being a stan, but also like if she is like a Parvati,
I had Venus at 6. I'm feeling very good about the people that were high on my list. Don't ask me where Jelinski was.
If Venus doesn't make merge, I'm gonna burn down all of Fiji.
That's fair.
Yeah, most of it's underwater, but it's fine. I'll get there eventually.
I forgot. We have to talk about the most important thing. Survivor 46 is not the only reality show to premiere this week. This isn't about Australian Survivor.
So Big Brother Canada.
This isn't about Big Brother Canada. That doesn't happen. This is related to Survivor. Before watching it, recorded it last night.
Oh, fuck you.
Deal or No Deal Island.
Fuck you.
No, I need to talk about this. Because Deal or No Deal Island might be one of the worst shows I've ever watched.
No shit.
So going into it, I didn't understand the format. I honestly still don't really. So the way this game works is so dumb. It's so bad. So we start off with 13 people, one of whom is Robert Boston Mariano. And it's basically you compete in a challenge to get briefcases that contain a certain amount of money. And then whoever has the highest amount of money in the briefcase gets immunity and power for the week. And the 2 people with the lowest briefcases are up for elimination. And then what happens is the person with immunity and power from the highest briefcase chooses one of the 2 people in danger to play a game of Deal or No Deal. But wait, because this is not like, oh, you're getting eliminated, but now you get to play Deal or No Deal and get some money on the way out. The way it works is you pick a briefcase and you play Deal or No Deal, and you can earn your safety by making a quote unquote good deal, which is getting a better offer from the banker than the amount of money that is in the case you chose at the start of your game of Deal or No Deal. If you successfully make a good deal, you get to pick any player who is not the player with immunity, and they are eliminated. But if you make a bad deal, you are eliminated.
What are you saying?
I don't know. It is an inherently broken game format because for you to save yourself, you want as little money in your briefcase as possible so that you make a deal worth more money than said briefcase.
So what's the point of the game?
So then the money that each person wins in the Deal or No Deal at the end of the episode goes into the final prize pot. And that's the value of the biggest case where the winner of the season gets to play one final game of Deal or No Deal for the money. And it's hosted by Joe Manganiello.
Was Boston Rob the first boot?
He was not.
Damn it.
He was
The show needs to continue existing then.
It's truly so bad. I love it.
And the episode...
It is the most deeply broken and bad format I have seen to a reality show, and I've seen my fair share of bad reality television. This is the worst reality show I've watched, and I've watched all of Kid Nation at least 10 times.
Come back next week for Bonu to yell at somebody. Same bat time.
To tell you what happened on week 2 of Deal or No Deal Island.
Same bat channel, 1 a.m. EST. Maybe I'll watch some of Survivor Australia by that point. Good night, beautiful people.
Bye-bye. Peacock.